I would rather train less for longer than pack a whole bunch in and then end up quitting. How often should we train in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu? Well, this is an important question because I know some have experienced burnout. Possibly they're training too much. That's a real thing. But also others have struggled because they don't feel like they're training enough to progress in their personal jiu-jitsu. So where do we find the balance in that? Well, let's talk about it. All right, in short, I will say train the amount that you want to train in and train the amount that you can at this season of your life. All right, let's talk about minimum. I would say at a minimum, once a week is a really good number. Once a week, added up over the course of the year, certainly does add up. Let's call it around 50. And for those of you who are telling me there's 52 weeks in the year, look, I also believe in vacations and holidays. So we'll just call it 50. But 50 is better than zero. And I really think that a once a week trainer can still be exposed enough to where they can slowly progress through their jiu-jitsu journey and they can evolve being consistent with that once a week. And that's on the low end of the spectrum. I think obviously if you train less than that, you're going to have a hard time keeping up and progressing and recalling the things that you've been learning. There's something about that repetition of at least once a week that's going to be helpful. But how much is too much? Can you train too much? Well, I think it depends. I know people out there who literally train 6 to 7 days a week and they love it. They've been doing it for years and years and they'll keep doing it to the day they die. But not everybody's built like you. And if I did that, I would certainly not survive. I don't think my body would survive. If you are thinking about quitting because you're just like, this is just too much, how often you're training? I mean, the reality is, I think one contributor to my enjoyment of jujitsu over the years has been I only train 2 to 3 times a week. Again, I know that's not the pace for everyone. As we said in the beginning, you train the pace you want to train and that you can at this season of life. I think that's the best answer. But I want to point out that one thing that's been good for my longevity is I train once, then I take a day off. I train again, I take a day off. I do an open mat, and then I have the weekend off. Seasons are different. Everybody has a different schedule. But my point is, I know for me, I'm an older athlete in my mid 40s, but that's been really helpful for me in my longevity. So if that's where you are, hey, feel good about that. My progression has been steady, maybe slow, but it's been steady over the years. And I know jiu-jitsu is not for everyone, so great. But if you're watching this video, it's probably for you. You're watching this because you love jiu-jitsu like I love jiu-jitsu. So I want you to think about that. What's the amount that I need to train in? Train what you can and train what you want to and train at the pace you can. Train what works for this season of life, but also pay attention. If you feel like, man, I'm training once a week, but I'm struggling here. Hey, maybe find another class that you can bump up and get that 2 a week. If you're training 5 days a week and you're like, man, I'm just feeling like I don't even know if I want to do jiu-jitsu anymore. Hey, scale that thing back. I would rather you train twice a week than just to stop altogether. Don't compare yourself to others because everybody's going to have a different number in mind that works for them. And so you are on your own personal journey with jiu-jitsu. It's about your journey, not comparing yourself to others. And so I want to encourage you, find the time, find the frequency that works for you and feel good about that. Because again, the goal is to continue learning and enjoying this incredible journey of jiu-jitsu. I want you to train enough to actually progress, but I don't want you to train so much that you just burn out and quit. There is a good balance, and you have to find what works for you. Because what's good about that is you'll be excited to progress at your pace the way you need to progress, and that is perfectly okay. This is about your journey and not someone else's. Whether it's once a week, 3 times a week, or 7 days a week for you madmen out there, I'm just happy that you're experiencing the journey of jiu-jitsu and you're continuing on this beautiful art. Hey, if you're enjoying the content, I want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel. Maybe find a video you've enjoyed and share it with your jiu-jitsu buddy. Let them know, and I would appreciate the shout out. Thank you guys so much, and until next time, train on.